Hey everyone, appreciate you guys for clicking in. In today's video, we will be going over every map and its respective grapples, how to do them, when to do them, whether to focus resources or meds, and what do you do afterwards? Do you rotate? Do you push? We will be going over all of this in today's video. The first map we will go over is Encore. For this map, every single grapple starts the exact same. Run up the ramp, jump off the edge, and grapple the highest you can on the tree. From this point on, we have two different main routes we can take. We can either go for meds by hitting a tap strafe, or we can continue on to main concession. Concession being the building that we're currently be hopping towards or sliding towards. Now we can either go to the left, the far left, and go to the door of concession on our side. That way it's a little bit more safe. This is more viable option if your enemy team has a Pathfinder or Octane as well. That way if they pad, if they grapple, if he's just stimming all the way up, you're not going to get caught out that fast. You're able to hold the door, not be overextended, and you're going to be okay. Now, if they have a slower team, you're able to go to the middle section in stairs for concession. That way, you're able to push their door, and they can't push you without overextending because your team will be able to shoot them as they try and run around to get you. Cracked one. Now for the other side of Encore, stage. Just like the first grapple, and as I said before, the starting is the exact same. Just jump off the ledge and grapple the tree. As you can see in this clip, this is later on in the game, so I will not be going for resources, although that is a viable option and you can easily see how you can get it. Do it the basic grap, except this time, do it a little bit more upwards then forwards. That way you're able to land behind the rock and grab resources. If not, and it's later on in the game like I am, then you can just go for this regular grapple. So don't push up at all. Just wait for them to like run out of meds. Now that's all there is to Encore. Now, if you do want to go into the middle of the map, the starting is the exact same. Whether you feel comfortable tap strafing right or left, there's always a tree on your left or right to do it. The resources in mid are pretty simple to get. You just grapple, tap strafe inwards to get it, to keep your momentum, to keep that speed, violence, momentum. You guys know what I'm saying. It shouldn't be that hard to think about. Holding mid is a little bit more tricky, but that's something that you should feel out, as usually players will hold the exact middle, so you can hold left or right, and if they hold left or right, you can hold middle, try and get cross angles. That is where it comes up to your own discretion on how you like to hold angles. So there's not much that I can really speak on for that. Continuity, yes, I'm wearing a hat now. But on to the next map. Party Crashers is a map that has a lot of different grapples, a lot of creativity out in the air, out in the open for you to explore, use, and abuse. This is a Pathfinder dream. There's lots of different height variations that you can grapple off of, get on top of, go under. This is a map to have fun on, which is why I think they called it Party Crashers. But we will be looking over 4 of the main grapples, as each side is completely different. So I categorize this map in 2 different ways: ship side left and ship side right. We'll be looking at ship side left first. That way we can go over the different variations and ways you can grab resources, meds, and more. On this map, I am an aggressive player. So for me, I like to use my grapples for either resources or getting a better position to attack enemy players. There's not much that I do for meds unless it's shipside right. Every single grapple on this map starts the exact same way, just like Encore. The pillar in front of you is overpowered, so use it. If you are going to the left side of the map, you grapple to the left side of the pillar. If it's to the right, then obviously you grab the right side. For shipside left start, grapple a little bit higher than you normally would, just to make sure you don't bump into the tree. This is a really common mistake, so don't feel bad if you do hit it. For this specific grapple that I am doing, I enjoy going in for a first blood, seeing if I can kill someone in one clip. For the right side, you want to make sure not to grapple too high. In the clip that I'm showing you, will show you exactly why you don't want to do it. When you land, you want to land on the top of a lamppost, not the railing. If you do land on the railing, it's still good. If you land in the water, you do lose a little bit of speed and distance, but it's not that bad. Either way, I would recommend going for this grapple as many times as you can in order to perfect it. Hit it. Fuck. On shipside left, if you're going for mid resources, I would highly recommend doing the same strategy as you use for shipside right, which I'll show now. Yep, that's it. It's not as clean on shipside left, but that is why I want to use this as a transition to talk about shipside right. On shipside right, you want to start with a really decent grapple, not too high and not too short. The goal is to aim for this small stone slanted platform just where the stairs are. If you can hit that and hit a nice B-hop, you are perfectly golden to get resources in a single swipe. If they're pushing into mid apartment side, you're able to counter them, get a few shots off, and force them to hold back just a few seconds for your team to finish getting the meds, getting the other resources, and taking control of ship side. Now, as for apartment side, it doesn't really matter too much where you grapple. I would say the lower the better in order to gain more speed rather than lose some from falling down into the platform. Your goal is to go as forward as you can to get those perfect B-hops to slide as far as you can to those resources on top. If we break this down slowly, I did miss my first grapple off of the gate, so I am a tiny bit behind, but I'm still there first, even with an Octane who's stimming all the way. So as you can see, I go too high and crash, so I do lose some of my speed. And looking at this now, there's definitely a lot farther I could have gone. It's not the best clip, but it shows and demonstrates what I'm talking about. Our next map is a newer release to the map pool for arenas, Drop Off. Drop Off is a very boring map for entry grapples. A lot of the cool grapples that you can do on this map are not off the bat and do not really give you that much. I'd say the best way to use Pathfinder on this map is to understand this one singular grapple and then discover the rest on your own. And I mean that in the most positive way possible, as there are so many different variants of grapples that I've seen used, and they all have their different benefits, but all of them lack one simple thing, which I think that you can all understand, and that's getting it to the middle of the map first in order to get the damage, in order to get the resources. This is just simply the best grapple to start with. Yeah,
moving up icons.
it's the same. So that is the grapple that you should be made aware of. As you can see, Octane is able to stim all the way up to that point as well. So you really need a good grapple on that and to be able to open the doors in time to be able to get inside. Here are some other grapples and fun ways that you can use this map.
You're so good if you win this. After you.
One clipped one.
Damn, what the fuck is this movement I'm seeing? Holy shit, bro. I swear this guy is like a monkey.
That's what I'm
On
saying,
God.
dude.
He's a fucking he's like a Tarzan, bro. An assassin Tarzan. He swings with a rope.
Oh, no, I died. Our next map, Habitat 4, has some really interesting grapple variations while you're playing. However, I found these two grapples on both sides to be the most efficient and most effective to getting to where you need to go at the very start. I do not have that much experience on this map, but here are some tips and tricks that I found for getting this right, as this grapple is pretty easy to mess up and misalign. When going for this grapple, you want to make sure to slide right out of the gate, as that will allow you to keep good and fast momentum while you align this and go for the grapple. These two red lines should signify where you should be aiming for grappling. A little bit high, you might not get enough speed to fully bounce out of the landing, as well as go too low and you might not get enough height to actually clear the entire gap. Well, that's cliffside. What about waterfall side? Well, this one is the exact same thing as cliffside. The grapple spots are the exact same, but obviously one side does have an advantage. If waterfall side is on your left and cliffside's on your right, then you are at the advantage because there's a tree that is a little bit closer and a little bit taller than the rock on the other side, which allows you to get a better grapple. A common mistake is hitting the rocks. This is on both sides. There are rocks that you may hit that may stop your entire movement or push you even further. And if you're unsuspecting, then you're going to go crazy. There are other grapples, like using the rocks on either side or the tree on that one side to go down middle lane on the waterfall side and go up the mountain in order to get meds first. I personally don't do that as I am an aggressive Pathfinder main, so my objective on every single map is to position myself to get the first damage on the entire game of that round on any person. So do keep that in mind if you would like to use that grapple. That is a grapple that goes for meds first. And finally, our last map is Overflow. This is also the map that I'm the first one to ever release a God Grab for first, before any other YouTuber person, anyone tweeted about it. This was the day of the Thrill Seekers event, and it is one of my most prized grapples yet. Go for a troll grab. Oh, no way I hit it. Let's start off with Cliffside. Cliffside has resources and a med, as well as, since it covers 2/3 of the map, it also includes mid resources as well. So with this being said, there are two main graps that you should learn. Med grab to get meds and possibly resources if you're fast enough, and a mid grab for those resources as well. To hit this grapple, either going for mid or meds, you're able to do the same thing. Slide out of the gate, jump out of the slide to carry and keep your momentum, and then grapple the orange object. Now we have two choices. We can either go left into mid or continue on right towards the meds. In this clip, I go towards the meds, so you will now see a clip on what that looks like. Both sides work the exact same way for meds, and the same thing with mid. In fact, this entire map is perfectly symmetrical to the point where you can do the exact same grapples on either side. For mid grapple, I currently do not have any recent clips, so here's a clip from an older video. So now that we have cliffside completely done, let's take a look at the wall side. Breaking down this clip is very easy. Simply grapple the wall, make sure you don't hit the pillar, and just b-hop to where you want to go. Getting out of this is very simple. The main objective on wall side is to take over hut. You can do this by grappling all the way to hut and holding the doors. By the time you get there, you'll be able to be scoped in and ready to fire anyone who comes out from that corner. In fact, here is a clip demonstrating on how good it could be if you have an arc star and you have the positioning to fire at other people.
Oh, this is like the place that used to take me.
Okay, remember playing hide and seek in the cross bay, now I'm playing in the 16.
As you can see, the arc stars hit for 100, and I'm already positioned for two different angles, an arc star on one position and me aiming down the other. Other than that, that is all of the grapples for this map, or generalized grapples. There are so many different grapples that you can do. I've seen people grapple interesting corners to get all the way behind the enemy at the very start of the game. I would not recommend it unless you're a god of aiming, but still, nonetheless, it is an amazing grapple. I won't be showing it because I don't want to influence people on trying it and then throwing the entire match. So that is it. As of today, the 26th, February, March, April, May 26, 2022, these are all of the maps that are currently in rotations. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I encourage you guys to go out there and try out these graps for yourself, get good at them, get consistent, and have fun searching for more. There are so many graphs I didn't go over that I wanted to, but it would make this video way too long. If you guys like this video, like the video or dislike, leave a comment and subscribe with the bell on so you can get a notification anytime I upload a montage, another tutorial, or any other kind of video that I feel like posting. And remember, stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Ooh.